Hello and welcome to episode 227 of the Seal Podcast. I am your host Neil, and joining me this evening is Dave.
Hello.
Hello, Dave.
You alright?
I'm okay. Why do you sound like you're suddenly gone miles away?
Oh, sorry. I was
There we
drinking.
go.
I was drinking my
That's
coffee.
better.
I didn't want the slurping down there.
Yes, no one needs that.
No.
No one needs to hear slurping. No Fraser, obviously. He's in this country where we are, but he's not in his home country. So he's not here today. Hopefully he'll be back next week, all being well. So what do we do here? I can't remember how this thing goes. It's been a while. It's been 2 weeks. Don't know what we're doing. Do we do listener stuff first?
Normally, yes.
Okay, well, Hardly Dan has still not done his bike ride, as far as I know. So we're just going to put that out of the beginning.
He needs to get on it.
So
Sort of.
is it this? It might even be this weekend. I don't know.
Is
I don't know. But get and sponsor Dan if you haven't sponsored Dan. Or do I'm not telling you. I did literally just tell you, but it's up to you if you do it or not. But it'd be nice. It's British Heart Foundation.
Where can you find the?
There's links in people's Discords. If you're listening to this, you've probably seen a link somewhere. He's on his X profile, but I honestly haven't seen him. I haven't been on X much lately, so I don't know if he's still posting it. I'm sure he hasn't done it yet. Even if he has done it, sponsor him anyway. It's a worthy cause.
Chuck him a coffee. Not literally.
Not him.
But chuck the price of a coffee overpriced coffee place.
Or several coffees. Maybe a day out in London. We'll get onto that in a little while, maybe.
Yes.
So, somewhat related to a day out in London, one question we've had in is from Mr. Mike Chin, who obviously we met last week for second time in person.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, it is for me anyway, because I've not been out to any previous dues. He's a question for us. He says, has meeting Stu changed your life?
In a sense that a butterfly wing batting its wings across the world
causes a fucking tsunami or something.
Yeah.
So you mean it's totally irrelevant? Pure coincidence.
Who knows the ramifications?
Well,
the future ramifications of meeting Stu might cause.
I'm now measuring my life in before Stu times and after Stu times. So
in BS or
Friday
after
last week
AS.
was BS, and anything after is AS, I guess. But yeah, I don't know. It's good to see everyone. Good to meet Stu. I never met Stu in person before. Sort of chinny last time we went up, but met a few new people this week. So
yes.
Should we just crack on with that now? Kind of leading into that, as it were.
It is leading into that.
He's given us a question there. Basically, know when that's going to lead to. I think.
Mike, the constant professional,
the videographer of the day.
Yeah. But also, the one who understands the narrative is leading us towards talking about what we did last week and why we didn't have a show last week.
I hope no one's tuned in to find out what happened last week, because as is tradition, I haven't got a fucking clue.
You weren't that drunk, were you?
Oh, you went quite early, Dave. I have bits that I remember for sure as the night went on.
So let's start from the very beginning. So, we didn't have a show last week because somebody booked a curry house for us to all meet up and eat at quite early. I think like 12 o'clock.
12 o'clock. That's a lot early. That's very much earlier than I would normally go for lunch.
Yeah. So, but what that meant for me and you is we had to get on for me it's about 9:30. For you it's about just after 10 o'clock train to London.
I got there very early.
Well, you don't want to miss it and everything. And if there's delays, you can get on an earlier one. That I got there a little bit early just in case.
Yeah, I wish I'd got on the one that came before, even though it would have got me in later. Because the train that we got on Was
was
fucking rammer-jammed.
absolutely rammed. So not only was the Seal podcast meetup happening,
Which was obviously like at least 2 people on that train.
yeah. But also there was like 3 or 4 rugby matches.
3 finals of rugby matches. One at Twickenham, which was the big one, I guess, because it's rugby union, which is like the posh people sport.
Yeah.
And then there was 2 rugby league finals at Wembley.
That's it. Yeah.
The ladies and the gents.
The ladies and the gents, but the rugby union was Saints, Northampton.
Which is Northampton. Which is on our train line.
Bath, which was on our train line. So I rocked up to the train station at like 9:15. I basically went, oh my god, this place is round. Normally on a Saturday morning, there's nobody there.
Maybe 20 people.
Maybe, you know, like looking around, seeing where everybody get pretty much going to London. But the place was absolutely heaving with everybody in rugby tops, and I was like, oh no. So I messaged you and said it's going to be quite busy. You actually said at your place at
there was quite a few Northampton shirts around in the Buzzard.
Yeah. So
they are I don't know. I don't really follow rugby, honestly, but what other teams are there around here other than ones in London?
Yeah.
I don't know. Northampton's pretty big. Pretty big.
It is a big one, but it's also big because it's the first time in 10 years I think they've got to the final of.
No, they're not that good, obviously. Then
they used to be absolutely amazing. Most of the England squad used to be made up of them, but then they kind of went downhill a little bit. But they're
probably money related, I assume. Like rugby, it feels like it's not exactly flush with cash.
No,
certainly not at a club level. Seems like a lot of clubs are having trouble staying afloat.
Yeah, but yeah, so there just seemed to be a lot of sense. So when I got on the train, I was extremely lucky to get a seat. But then there were people standing when I got on, and then between me and you, there was about 4 stops, and every single stop.
Literally between me and the train was about 5 yards and 100 people.
So yeah, that I don't know. It was one of them. So you had a long sort of.
Man, we got because it was we got on the quick train.
Yeah.
So it literally stopped after Leighton Buzzard. It stopped at Watford and then it stopped at Euston. So that's why it was fucking heaving. And I stood in the doorway basically with my hand on the rail because he was like, what you don't want to hear when the train's packed is like the train driver comes on and goes, you might want to hold something right now because we're about to cross the junction and it's going to be a bit rocky. And you're like, everyone's like, fuck's sake. And it's just like, wobbling around. Everyone's fucking stood up. Like, that's great. But it was fun. And thankfully, it didn't take, they only literally like half an hour for us from my place, basically.
So then we got off the train and we met each other. And we were like, hello.
Had a big embrace.
Yeah. And then we made our way to Liverpool Street where Fraser and co.
Fraser, Pilch and Mark were there.
Fraser, Pilch and Mark were waiting for us. And I think we met somebody else there.
Matt always does this. I swear he did this last time. He just suddenly appears from nowhere. It's like everyone's looking around. Where's Matt? Where's Matt? He's on his way. He should be here in a minute. Then all of a sudden everyone says, like, where the fuck did you come from? But yeah, he's not a small person either. He's very tall.
No. Sneaky though.
Yeah. And then chaos ensued from there on.
But then we walked to
the we went via Tesco Express.
Via the Tesco Express to grab some beers and stuff. Although last time I think Chin directed us to.
I don't know where we went last time. Honestly, Mike had his phone out, and let's just say we were a lot more direct. We don't go through any markets because no one was trying to sell us clothing. Don't know what fucking way we went the previous time.
But yeah, like it literally took us about 10 minutes, if that, to walk there this time. But I was mainly waiting for people to come out the Tesco Express with beer. That's what took us.
It was a tough choice. It was a tough choice in there. There was no fridge for starters, so it had to be warmish beer.
I didn't realise that. So yeah, and then we went to Tayabs, and then like
Ate some lovely lamb chops.
Well, it took us about an hour and 15 minutes to order, and then some more people turned up. Chipper Spice and her friends turned up.
Andy
Who-
Cox.
Andy Cox.
Yeah. Was that everyone by
Um,
that point? I think that was at the curry place. Some people never made it to the curry house.
so, yeah, Chin and Stu.
I'm sure
They
you've
were
heard their stories.
they were stuck on the M40, I think they were saying.
Was it M40? Yeah.
No, I
Mad.
don't know.
I don't know.
Um,
Whatever way you're trying to get into London on with an M, when there's shit going down, it's usually busy.
I don't think it even needs to be
That's
shit going
without
down,
having
just-
accidents.
Yeah, just standard days of like trying to get into London. So yeah, so we had some beers and some food, lovely food. I had the chicken tikka, and a keema naan, and lamb
I
chops
had,
as
I had
well.
the keema naan. That was good. That keema naan, very
That was
tasty.
very good.
I had the dry meat. Well, me and Matt, my bad influence, Matt. We had dry meat and shared. What was it? Something chicken. It was like a chicken madras, but it wasn't called madras. It was similar to
Right.
madras, but it wasn't anywhere near as hot as a madras I'd had before. So it was
Uh,
lovely, lovely, lovely.
Yeah, it was very enjoyable.
Yeah. Then it was pub for a couple.
And then it was pub for a couple, the
And
local,
then
which was
Kyle
I can't
turned
remember
up.
the name.
Kyle Adams turned up, and then it was off to the mini golf,
Off to the mini,
which
yeah.
has been
But
documented.
Yes. Chipper and Matt went to watch
The Mets
basketball.
versus the Phillies. Yeah.
Yeah.
Didn't go so well for the Mets that night.
No, I think they squared it the next
Yeah,
day.
I think they smashed it the next night, as far as I know. But I don't really follow baseball. It's a bit boring, isn't it? It's a bit boring. Don't tell the Yankees.
A bit like cricket, I think.
That's worse than cricket.
Do you reckon?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Or maybe it's just because it's basically big rounders, isn't it? Rounders was a girls' sport at school, so everyone's like that.
It's like when basketball's posh, well, not posh, more complicated
Yeah,
netball.
Netball where you can cheat.
Yeah. That's also a girl's sport. So.
Yeah, I wouldn't fuck around with a basketball player, though, to be fair.
No.
They're fucking massive.
Or a netball player.
Yeah, they're massive in a different way. There's talent, obviously. Massively talented.
Yeah. And also like 7 foot and just like pick you up by your head. So yeah. And then so we went golf, mini golf.
Yeah. There was more pubs.
I never did find out who won or
no, I can't remember. I'd had a few. Well, I wasn't drunk at the golf, but I do struggle to remember much.
I wasn't drunk.
Says where the evening went. I think.
Yeah. So I'd had about 5 or 6 at that point.
That's usually quite a few.
Yeah. I went, and then
you don't drink so much these days as well. You're a bit out of practice.
No, I haven't. I've been out of practice for about a month and a half now.
I don't drink that much these days, honest.
And
I'm gonna go out all day.
When you go out all day drinking, yeah. And then we went to another one, and then to be honest, that was when I started to flag at the pub after the Well, actually, I wasn't going to go to the pub because I pretty much had enough. I don't know. It was like next to the Tower of London.
Was it?
Yeah.
I was at near Borough Market. Honestly, it's a bit hazy. So I know you went. Me, Pilch, and Andy went to Bodine's. Stu and Chinny had obviously gone home.
I didn't go Bodine's.
No, Bodine's was a barbecue joint. And that was nice.
I heard you guys talking about it.
Yeah, I had a beer there.
Yeah.
And then
had some more ribs.
Then we went to another pub. Might have been the same pub we'd already been in. I don't know.
Right. It was like an old bank or something. There was loads of
well, it's the city of London, isn't it? It's all a bit. Yeah.
Banky.
So much for that cost of living crisis that everyone's supposedly going through at the minute. Fucking place was heaving. Everywhere you went was heaving. Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, so to be honest, the whole time that I was out though, I was absolutely in agony.
Yeah. Have you recovered from your football match?
I went football on the Thursday before, and my mate's been nagging at me to go for ages, and I did kind of want to go. So I like my knee got better after all this gym and actually working out. And then I thought, solid, I'll go. So I'll take it easy. I'll just play in like defense and in goal. So when I get like too puffed out, I can go and goal. But you know what it's like in football. You get really into it. So when I was in goal,
Unless
I
it's
went
fantasy
down for
football, Dave, obviously.
yeah. So I went down for a save onto my left side, and landed right on my ribs. And it was an AstroTurf. It's not even like
Was there any
grass or
sliding
anything.
involved?
No, it was just literally sack of spuds hit the, and I honestly thought I broke it.
Oof.
Well, after the fact, I still played and everything, but I was proper knocked. And then Friday, I kind of like woke up and I was like, oh, that really hurts.
Get the arnica cream out.
So I was on paracetamol and Nurofen. But I think when I was out and about on Saturday, I think I'd knocked it or
Was
just
all that
doing
golf, mate?
the golf.
It obviously put you off your stride, like with the golf, because you had about 10 goes on one hole.
Oh, that was the one. I did get a few holes in one. But yeah, there was one that was documented that I just did very badly.
Didn't seem to be learning from your mistakes on. Let's put it that way.
I think that was about the point where I'd had enough.
You think? I think I may have
of
had too
life.
many drinks, so I can't see straight.
So yeah, and then so since then I had I got a cough and a cold.
Yeah, you
on
sounded a
about
little
Sunday
rough
and Monday.
earlier.
Yeah. I've had it really sort of crap cough and cold with when you've got bruised ribs as well.
Yeah,
like
that's not good. You
bruised.
don't want to be coughing too much.
No. So on Monday I went to work, and I was forgetting to breathe because it was I was so much in pain and I was like just taking like really short breaths but having this cough and a cold about. And so yeah, basically I got sent home. So I had Tuesday off.
Nice. So you managed to get some gaming in this week then.
I did get some gaming in. To be honest, it's I could like Tuesday night I couldn't sleep. I tried sleeping in bed, but like just lying down, it didn't matter where, like on my back or on my side, any side, like it just hurt. So actually sitting up and on this chair,
It's convenient. This is the only place it doesn't hurt.
yeah. So look, yeah. Luckily enough, I got a perfect setup for it. So, but yeah, I'm better now. I'm still got a bit of a cough and a cold. My side doesn't quite hurt. I didn't go football
Yeah,
this
maybe have a
week.
couple of weeks off.
But I haven't gone to the gym either.
Has your mate asked you back?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I didn't embarrass myself in so much that I wasn't invited back. So I think I will because it is a really good.
It's quite a different workout playing football.
Yeah.
You do tend to get like first few times you play, you're like, oh my god, I am fucking dying. My lungs are on fire. But it doesn't take that long to get back in. I didn't. Well, I mean, I haven't done it for years and years, and I ain't gonna because I can't be doing with that shit no more. It's too much aggro.
So I wasn't finding that I was getting physically tired. I think I was just like running out of breath.
That's physically tired, isn't it?
Well, I don't know. I think I've completely fucked my lungs with years of smoking and vaping.
Got that cauliflower lung shit.
Butter lung, popcorn lung. That's it.
That's it.
Cauliflowers. That's cauliflower ears.
Yes, yeah. I often say the wrong thing when I'm thinking something else.
So yeah, that was so yeah, I on that Saturday though, I'd had enough. I was absolutely aching.
So we need to do it again soon then, is that what you're saying?
Well, hopefully next time I'll be well.
Fighting fit.
Yes. Yeah, fine fit.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I had a really good time. It was really
a
nice
good crack. It was a good crack.
I heard you didn't make it home. on
I
the
didn't get
Saturday?
home on Saturday. I mean,
No.
I remember talking to Andy in the pub quite late, and I remember I was talking to some random people. Like there was just the pub was full of Philly fans. So I just turned
Right.
around. It's like, oh, you've been to the game? Chat, 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 chat. I was like, I never fucking do this kind of shit, chatting to randoms. But yeah, so I was obviously quite trolleyed, and then yeah, eventually I got to a hotel at 3 a.m. with Matt. Absolutely, as though it got to a point I was just like, I need to go to bed. I'm fucked. Which was about 2:30.
I was gonna say any time after like 11 o'clock, there's no getting home on the
No,
train.
it was at I looked at. I can't remember at what point I was looking at my phone and like I could see the time for the last train home. I was like, I ain't fucking getting that.
No.
Oh dear.
Yeah. No,
So,
better message the missus.
well, the funny thing is, you thought I might be in the doghouse after not coming home on the Saturday night. Well, my missus was worse than me, so I got away with it. So there we go. She was
you
out,
got away with it.
She was out on her leaving do from not work, from netball club, and yeah, she got absolutely larruped and spewed. She was spewing.
Oh no!
In the fucking lounge on the floor.
No.
So I was not in the bad books because I didn't get that bad.
So you came home with a terrible hangover. What the hell was going on?
Oh,
here?
that's fucking it wasn't great. I had to clean the fucking floor. Like it had been cleaned, but it wasn't cleaned well enough. So I was cleaning.
Yeah.
I was on my hands and knees cleaning the fucking floor. That's no carpet, thankfully. That would have been a fucking nightmare. Well, I could have just fucking binned the carpet. If like it was carpet, I could just rolled it up and fucking binned it, and it wouldn't stink. But yeah, it was like my son. I got a phone call about midnight from my son on my wife's phone saying, Mum's been sick. I was like, oh, fuck's sake. I was like, I can't get home now. Till about 7 or 8 o'clock in the morning. So yeah, that was fun.
How many Jaeger bombs did you have?
I didn't have any Jaeger bombs. Well, I say that. Yeah. I mean, I don't remember having any Jaeger bombs. I assume I didn't have any. It was all beer, as far as I know. So yeah, a good day and somewhat early morning. So good crack. Yeah, so we should not have to wait until Fraser comes over to just meet up every now and again. I think so. It was a good laugh.
It was a good laugh. No, very
might not be as popular if there's no Fraser, I guess, but you know, he is the star of the show after all.
Well, we'll have to go over there one day.
Yeah, I should. Oh, yeah, okay, I talk about it every time. My missus is like, "Should we go away? We should go on holiday." I was like, "Yeah, we'll go to Canada." She's like, "Oh,
it's cold."
Yeah, but yeah, we'll see. One day. Right. So yeah, that's the meetup dealt with.
What else have you been doing?
Well, there's a couple of things I did before the meetup. Or if you went to the meetup, you'll have heard me talk about one of these things at least, which is the final Attack on Wembley, which I watched on Netflix.
I watched this after you.
Did you? Well, after I mentioned it. What did you think of that?
It was really insightful.
Very interesting and utterly insane.
Yeah.
What actually occurred on that day. Because it's about it's good timing, really, because the Euros obviously kicked off this evening. And this is about the final of the previous Euros, which was held at Wembley Stadium in 2021, which should have been at Wembley. Well, I don't know if it was supposed to be at Wembley, but it was supposed to be in 2020, obviously. But
yes,
nothing happened in 2020, obviously, because of COVID. And obviously, COVID had completely gone by 2021. Never happens anymore. To be fair, honestly, after being on that train, I was like, I'm definitely getting ill. I haven't been ill, touch wood. So I don't know what the fuck. I don't know how I got away with that.
Very good.
But yes, and like, obviously, I don't know if people remember what happened that day. England versus Italy was the final in England at 8 p.m. And Wembley Stadium used to just be a stadium. And now there's shops and bars and pubs and fucking shit.
Entertainment complex.
And I think everywhere in the Wembley area had sold out of alcohol by midday. Because there were loads of fucking people, not with tickets or anything like that, just getting absolutely shit-faced around Wembley Stadium.
So what's the capacity of Wembley's like?
It's 80,000, but obviously there was still COVID restrictions, believe it or not. When you watch this documentary, you're like, don't look like there's many fucking restrictions here.
No.
Yeah, that they kind of completely went out the window that day. And yeah, you see people like obviously the guy who's in charge of Wembley Stadium or whatever at the time. I'm surprised he's still got his fucking job if he has, because
Yeah.
it was a fucking shit show what happened that day. From the like seeing just they're talking to security guards who are just like, we're fucked here. I don't know what the fuck we're gonna do. There's like shit loads of people more than we can handle, and they're just fucking loads of people piled in the stadium without tickets, and yeah, it's just insane.
Yeah. I remember
So
watching the news and seeing people breaking through the security doors to get in, but I remember that, but I didn't realize how bad it was.
no, I didn't realise it was
outside of
basically
Wembley.
a full capacity at Wembley. Despite they were supposedly only at 3/4 or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So during the game, I remember them saying, like, like some of the sections are not supposed to have people in, but they were there, like, and how, like, I don't know, the fact that basically watching this, it was absolute madness outside with drinking and revelry.
It was like people had been
Um,
locked up for a year and didn't know how to fucking be outside anymore.
or behave.
Or be amongst other people. It was just carnage. Absolute carnage. So yeah, recommend watching that if you're into.
Yeah, it's only like about an hour and 20 or
Yeah,
something.
it was quite short. It was like 89 minutes or something. Yeah, pretty good.
Yeah.
It's like it was like a football match length. But, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, an old football match pre this year where they go on for about fucking 2 hours, obviously.
Oh god. But yeah, no, it was yeah. Thank you for that recommendation.
Definitely. If you haven't watched it, it will remind you of COVID times and go, yeah, fuck me, that feels like a long time ago.
Yeah.
So yeah.
So yeah, that was on Netflix.
Yeah, and also on Netflix, I watched a movie which had been getting some buzz previously, and it's not been. I mean, it's Japanese.
Yeah,
and it's very Japanese. It's called Godzilla -1, and I think it did a little run at the cinema.
Okay.
But yeah, it came to Netflix pretty quickly.
Right.
Which I think was a bit of a coup for them, I guess. Like, because it had good reviews and stuff like that. And if you like Godzilla movies of old, you probably like it. But it's a bit more modern. But Godzilla still looks a bit dodge.
Right.
Yeah. Traditional.
Okay.
Traditionally Shanky. So
is it just Godzilla in it?
Yeah. In terms of big monsters, yeah, there's only Godzilla.
Right.
I get confused because I've been watching that Monarch thing on Apple TV, and there's other things in that.
Oh, okay.
I don't actually know if I've seen Godzilla in that, as far as I got, but yeah, it's just Godzilla in Godzilla -1, as far as I know. Yeah, and he's a bad lizard.
Oh.
Yeah, he keeps fucking places up big style. So yeah, it was pretty good though. But yeah, subtitles obviously, but pretty low budget probably. But it's no Hollywood blockbuster for sure. But yeah, it was decent.
Yeah, I did see it was on like number 1 or number 2.
Yeah, it's because it literally came out and it was like, oh, everyone's watching it. So, so yeah, have a watch of that Godzilla -1. And I ain't really. Oh yeah, and then the week before the meetup, we had a pub quiz on Wednesday.
Ooh, how did that go?
This was the local pub, first week of the month, whatever it is. They have a quiz. There was not controversial, but there was a tie after the quiz. Before the quiz, this is the controversial bit. The quiz master said, I really hope there's a tie tonight because I've got a great tiebreaker question. And we tied with somebody else for the lead after the actual main quiz. And I was like, well, there's a fucking turn up for the books, eh? And now I can't remember. Oh, yeah. The tiebreaker was actually quite good. So I'm going to tell you the tiebreaker.
Go on,
and you can have a guess. There's only you here, so it'll only have to be you in the guess. Or maybe Mint Safe in the chat can have a guess as well because he's here. On Mad Muffin, if they're still there. So the question was, in the song "It Wasn't Me" by Shaggy,
yeah,
how many times is the immortal phrase "It wasn't me" uttered? And he gave us a couple of minutes to think about it. We had to write it down. So I started doing some maths. I was like, well, it's usually like this many bars in a song, blah, 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 blah. So I reckoned I'd worked it out. Roughly. Mint Safe's going 57 times.
I was going to say 70.
70?
70, yeah.
Well, I reckoned that there was 3 verses, roughly, in a song, usually, and maybe 3 choruses. And we kind of did the thing in your head, like, and then it wasn't me. And I reckon there was like maybe he does it 8 times every 3. So I reckon I was like, we'll guess 24, and they were like, no, it's not enough. I was like, no, it's not going to be any more than that. Pretty confident it was only going to be 24. The other team put 56.
Ah, okay.
So I was like, well, there was a big disparity there. So you had to be closest, obviously. And the answer was 17.
17?
He only says it 7 times in each chorus. Was it 17? Or maybe it was 21. It was like, no, it was 15. 15, not 17. Because it says, does it 7 times in each chorus, and there's only twice. And then there's one random extra one.
See?
Oh, you think it goes, he says it loads. He doesn't actually say it fucking loads. I'm not going to play it now. But you know, it's up to you whether you go and listen to it. But we were told in the quiz 17. I was like, fucking hell. So we won.
Yeah.
Thanks to maths. That's why you do maths at school, fellas. And music, maybe. I didn't do music. Dave is now checking how many times It Wasn't Me is mentioned in It Wasn't Me. I can see him giggling.
Right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Wow. Yeah, it's a lot less.
Yeah, a lot less. 40 less than Mint Safe said. So there we go. 17. It wasn't me's. Just put that one in the bank for when you need that. At some point, it might win you 50 quid. Or it could be on Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. It could be the £1 million question. But obviously you'll get 3 other answers in there. Who Wants to Be a Millionaire to throw you off.
Cool.
Have you verified the facts, Dave?
I think that number was wrong.
Well,
told you. At least with the lyrics that I pulled up, anyway. So,
well,
yeah,
it was not 50 odd though, is it?
It's no, it's not. I don't know what. Just I don't know. I thought there was a lot more of.
Should I say 50
actual...
or 70? It's 15, isn't it? Or is it 22? I don't know. I'm sure it's 15. I was like, oh, right, fucking hell, that was low. There's 2 lots of 7 and an extra one, or 3 lots of 7 and an extra one. One of those things. A lot less than people thought, anyway.
Yeah.
Anyway.
So yeah. So
more controversial quiz business. We're done then.
Well, you did good. What did you win?
I can't remember. 40 quid. Fuck all.
Oh, right.
It wasn't £1 million.
Probably the amount that you probably spent on alcohol.
Maybe. Well, we shared it, so it was 20 quid each between 2 families. So it's just me and my wife.
That's like a round each.
Depends where you go, I guess.
Yeah.
To be fair, I didn't actually spend that much. I don't know how I was out in London all day. I didn't spend absolutely shitloads of money. So it was an alright day. And it didn't cost me an absolute fortune. So people must have been buying drinks all day long. I don't know. I definitely remember buying a few, but it must have been when there's not many people there. So that wasn't that much.
I remember buying a couple of rounds and then people buying me drinks back. But I was like, they bought me drinks back out of like all the other drinks rounds, so I was like playing catch up a couple of times.
Yeah.
So yeah.
I definitely wasn't playing catch up. I think I was racing ahead. Anyway, enough about that. So that's everything we've been doing.
Is it?
I think so. You've done your fight.
Yeah. Played some football, got injured.
I will have something next week. I've made a couple of purchases that arrived today.
Ooh. One thing I forgot to add, that I just remembered, is we Sweet Tooth season 3
Oh, really?
has come out, and we've finished it. I don't know if anybody else is watching Sweet Tooth.
Only you, Dave, I
or has
think.
been watching it. I think it's really good.
Is it a thing where the
It's
kid's a
quite-
deer or something, is it?
Yeah.
Yeah, a bit
Yeah.
weird.
And it had a definitive ending, so it's
definitely
now.
done until they manage to twist a new series out of it somehow.
Yeah, they might have to. They could probably do a spin-off or something if they really wanted to. But I think 3 seasons done. 3 seasons of 8 episodes each. It's been good. I enjoyed it. It's got one of the actors that I did recognise was. Have you ever seen The Expanse?
I've seen a few episodes.
So
I might recognise somebody.
I
know the lady. Is it she from Mars with the voice? She's in a video game. She's in. Can't remember what video game.
She's in lots of stuff.
Yeah.
The older lady, the counselor, the governess. Not her. There was one of the ones on the actual spaceship called Drummer. One of the belters. She's in Sweet Tooth, and I was like, I think The Expanse is older than I realised, so I kind of looked and went, I think I recognise her, and I was like, oh yeah, so that's probably her 10 years ago.
Wow. Yeah, The Expanse is quite old, I think. To be fair, I haven't watched that in years. That's pre-COVID for sure.
Yeah. I tried to get the missus into it, but not interested. I loved it. I thought Expanse was brilliant. But yeah, so that was good. I enjoyed watching.
I won't watch that.
Sweet Tooth. The Boys.
Oh yeah.
Season 4 has just been released.
I'm distracted. I see a little pooch walking around behind you.
Oh yeah, little shit machines.
Not so little anymore.
No, look at them.
Oh bless them.
Yeah,
you fed up with them now, yeah? Get rid of them.
Oh, every time I come down here, there's just like poop everywhere. It's like,
nice.
So you know that's what they do. They gotta eat and shit. And
one of them's
grow.
looking at you. He's very cute.
Oh.
See, I see. He looks back, Dad, and now coming over.
That one's called Sandy.
Is that the one you're keeping?
No, she's been called for. We're keeping the black one. That's a little terror. That likes to pull everything up.
Oh, excellent.
So, but yeah, no, it's we've still got one left to go. But I need to redo the advert, put some more pictures up and stuff. So
look at how fucking cute these doggies are, man. How can you not want to buy one?
But yeah, yeah, puppies, just loads. Yeah, puppies.
How long you got
them? Until first week of July.
Oh, not very long now. 2 weeks.
No. They're 6 weeks on Tuesday.
They've grown.
6 weeks on Tuesday. They have grown. I've got a chart and everything. But yeah, so they could go. I think it's the first Tuesday of July, but we're keeping them until the Friday, so I can get them chipped and like vets and everything all sorted for them. So, and who want, I think people would like the idea of having a puppy on a Tuesday, but you don't. It's gonna be an all-nighter. It's gonna be a couple of all nights of it crying and yeah. So yeah, we're gonna keep them for a little bit longer after the 8 weeks.
Yeah. Bless them. They're playing with each other now. It's very cute.
Are they? Oh yeah.
I assume they're playing, not just eating each other.
No, yeah.
Not super hungry.
Murderous, like in their eyes. That was so funny. One of them just randomly ran and grabbed one of the legs and just pulled it across the kitchen. And this pup was like, "Ooh!" It's funny.
Bless.
Yeah. So yeah, we're keeping one. We're keeping the black one. So that'll be fun.
Yeah. Right. Let's move on then, shall we? To some
Let's move
video
on.
games.
Video games.
So we've each got a few games.
Yeah, haven't we?
Where do we start?
Go on. We'll start with you. We'll start
Right.
with
The Old Faithful. Gran Turismo 7 is still on the rotation. I've not played it so much this last week. I logged in, got my 2 million credits for getting a gold time. I was very happy with that.
spanked it. Spent it on a car.
No, I haven't spent it yet. All the cars that I've got to buy now, I like to tick off my checklist to like 15 million. I'm like, it's going to be a while before I get that motherfucker. I've got 2 silver times currently set for the next lot, so I'll have another go at. I can't be doing like Le Mans is one of the tracks, which is a long fucking track. It's not as hard as Nordschleife, obviously, at Nürburgring, because you can really fuck that up quite easily at Nürburgring. Like right at the end of the lap, just bin it and go bollocks.
Right.
That's just wasted like 8 minutes of my life. Because it's only 320-ish for a lap of the Le Mans full circuit in one of these.
Like a 4 minute.
Well, this is they were driving like it's a McLaren F1 GTR, so it's like a proper race car, fucking downforce and everything, and it's quick as fuck.
Yeah.
So
not quite a prototype car.
It's not. It's not going around in a mini metro, which would probably take a couple of days. So mini metros, man, remember them? Don't see that in Gran Turismo, not yet. Anyway, well, I did bring a Volvo out last time, 240, a fucking old fucking box on wheels. Like, who the fuck is asking for a fucking Volvo 240 in this game? I don't know. I don't get it. Whatever. There were 2 Volvos in the last update. One of them was the V40, which is at least, the last 20 years.
Such a random car.
It fucking is random, isn't it? I was like, what the fuck? Anyway. So, what... yes, there's not really much to say about Gran Turismo. Other than I'm still playing it. So, I have to mention the fact that I'm playing it. And if
how are you doing with your... Where are you with putting a time in for the Le Mans?
I'm silver. I don't know, because... I can't remember how far off a gold I am. A bit too much for me to be going. I'm to be spending a long time the next week trying to get a better time.
Oh right, okay.
But the other one is what the fuck track is it? Oh, I can't remember what track it is. It's a nice car though. Nice-ish car. I don't mind it if it's an alright car. My Honda Civic will take some beating. That was like I was pretty quick in that. But they're like this. It's fucking Barcelona, Catalonia this week.
Oh, okay.
The next fortnight or whatever, and it's
the Formula 1 track.
It's a Mercedes, AMG GTR. It's not a sports car. It's rapid, but it does, and it's got shit tires on it. That's the problem. It's got comfort tires on it, I think, so they don't grip when round the bends. So you have to be a bit careful on the throttle on the old exits of corners, because it does get a little bit sideways if you otherwise. But yeah, it's fun, and I'm still playing Gran Turismo.
Awesome.
Where should we go next? How many have you got? Oh, you've got a couple of little ones.
I got a couple. I'll tell you. I'll talk about. I won't talk about the first one. I'll talk about the second one. Dungeon Crawler.
You talked briefly about this before, have you not?
Yes, yeah. It's a demo, but it's been updated for the next fest. It's basically it's a claw machine, but you've got to pull out like swords and shields.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Different things of the claw machine to sort of progress and defeat enemies and stuff like that. And the update has put a few new characters and done a few balance changes. Yeah, I've been playing that. It's been really fun. I saw there was a big-ish update, and I was like, oh, what's happened here? What's changed? And yeah, there's like new unlocks to do.
It's lots of.
Let's have a look. I'm watching the video now. Yeah, that's the normal character. They've like, put 3 or 4 different characters there with different sort of abilities. There was 2 characters before. Well, the first one had 2 claws, and one was a claw and a magnet. And then the other ones, you're not actually your pet is doing the you're doing the defending, but your pet is doing the attacking. So you've got 2 different characters. So you've got to pull out. It's weird
It's
and
got more
wonderful.
complicated.
It's got more complicated. And they've got some new enemies in there and new sort of side games and mini games and stuff like that. So yeah, I'm yeah, I'm not. I'm
This is
really
still
looking forward
demo,
to the
though.
actual. This is still demo. Yeah,
Have we got a
yeah. So
release date timeline idea?
I think just late Q3 2024. So anytime after August, really. So yeah, I'm playing that. It's a really easy pick up and play game, and yeah, it's like it's dungeon crawler.
Every battle is
Um,
based on this.
ju- hmm?
Every battle you do like the
Yeah,
grab.
yeah.
This,
So
what's the
and
fucking
then
what are those
you
machines called?
just claw machines.
I just know them from
Um,
fucking Yakuza as UFO catchers, but
oh right.
I can't remember what they're actually called
I just think it's just
in any
yeah,
English countryside, seaside town.
seaside town. But yeah, like
You
you
know the
can
shitty things
you can
that you
put
never win on.
you can put new items in there or
You
get
definitely
some
get a lot more success on this
choice.
version of these things than in real life because you actually get stuff out of these motherfuckers.
Yeah, it's not.
Every
They're
time.
not like just like completely soft.
Oh, it didn't grip it.
Claws.
Oh, there's a surprise.
Yeah. Yeah.
Not until you've paid at least 50 quid are you letting anything come out of this machine. And then it'll be a key ring or something.
Yeah. Like a 10p keyring or something.
Yeah, which is probably, from AliExpress. When they got 50 for a penny.
Yeah. An off-brand like Pokemon. Like yeah.
Yeah. A Pal World miniature.
Yeah. So yeah, I've been playing that. That's been sort of my go-to just sort of quick play.
Why are you wasting your time, Dave, playing this game?
I don't know. I just enjoy it. It's fun, isn't it?
Each to their own, I suppose.
It's got its hooks in me.
Yeah, I ain't starting nothing like that. Right, well, I had a game that's taken up a lot of my time.
Right.
Which was on PlayStation Plus, Extra and Premium. Came out a couple of weeks back, I think. I don't know if I think it had been out. It didn't come direct in when it launched, I don't think. It is called Tales of Kenzera, Zao. Z-A-U, if you're bothered. I'm not going to spell the rest of it, but you'll have to work it out. I'm sure if you start typing it, it'll turn up. It is. What was that? There's another. Oh, it's another fucking. It's a Metroidvania.
Right.
Side-scrolling, classic 2D. Well, 2.5D. Is that what they called it? It's obviously in modelled 3D and it has depth to the screens and everything. But obviously, you're only running basically on a plane, like left to right. It's not Little Big Planet where you can go back and forth into the background and shit like that. It's pure like you're on the same plane all the time.
Yeah.
And it looks a bit like another game that came out recently that is escaping me at the moment. Not fucking Prince of Persia. Oh no, there was a Prince of Persia. It was that game. It was Prince of Persia Lost Crown or whatever. It was Prince of Persia.
Right.
The new version of that. It looks a bit like that. But look, it's flashy. It's an EA original, which is like what's it called? Unravel, I think, was like an EA original or whatever.
Yes.
That's the modern equivalent of whatever that is. Like a sort of smaller game published by EA. I can't tell you about the developers and that because I'm not sure anything about it. But this is, I believe, it's based on like African mythology type of thing.
Right.
So, you are, well, the game starts and you are this, well, you are watching, what's his fucking name? Zuberi, is it, I think, or something like that. He's this boy, or I don't know, teen, young adult, who's lost his dad, obviously, and was obviously quite upset. And his mum's there. And so his dad has left him this story to read, kind of thing. And you start to read the story, and that's when you turn to play the game. You play the game as Zhao. He's looking for his dad. He's lost his dad, but he speaks to like the god of death or whatever kind of thing. I don't know I can't remember what his specific title is. And he leads you through this story. You keep talking to him in between, doing lots of fighting. In a classic sort of Metroidvania type of thing. You're doing like double jumps, dashes. You've got quite a lot of stuff. Actually, Metroidvania might be not quite the right. Maybe it's just 2D platforming. You do unlock more abilities as you go, and there are a couple of things that you need. Yeah, it is Metroidvania. It is Metroidvania because you unlock a couple of things that mean you can get to places that you couldn't get to before,
right?
And stuff like that. So yeah, it is Metroidvania. And for the most part, I really enjoyed it, and there was definitely a lot of times when I was swearing at fucking up, as I do. But on the whole, it was good. And then I got to the very end of the fucking game, and the last fight, I just like, I don't know how many times I tried it, and I went, I cannot be fucking bothered to fucking keep putting myself through this. So up until the end, it was good. And then there was definitely times when I was like, I could have just stopped playing because it was fucking hard. Right. But I was like, at the same time, I was like, I can do this. I know I can do this. And then this last fight, I was just like, fuck off. This looks impossible. I can't be asked. So yeah, that's me done, I guess, with Tales of Kensera. So is it a recommendation? I don't know. There's a good 8 hours that I enjoyed myself on the whole. It's challenging. I don't know if there's any difficulty levels. And yeah, it looks super nice and plays, on the whole, plays all right. There was a few moves. Like there's a move, you have these 2 masks basically, which are like ice powers and like fire powers. You switch between the 2. And then sometimes there'll be enemies that you can only damage with the ice powers and some you can only damage with the fire powers. And then there's cooldowns on some of the ice powers. And you got to manage all of this shit and switch between the 2. And then there's definitely, like, as you get further and further into the game, it keeps introducing new enemy types. And some of them are really fucking dickish. But then there's like 4 big boss fights in the game. And like 3 of them, I think the boss fights, the 3 of them, they're pretty straightforward. There's nothing complicated about it. You can quite easily suss what you've got to do. It's just a matter of doing the right thing, you know. Actually putting what you can see you've got to do into practice and whether you can keep your shit together enough to do that. And for the 3 previous boss fights, I did. But the last one, I was just like, well, the second from last one was getting a bit of a fucking, I was like, you are really fucking taking the piss if you've got right down to the last bit of health and then died several times.
Oh, right, okay. Yeah.
And I was like, mate, this isn't Dark Souls. It's not that good. So, like, I would carry on if it was Dark Souls or something, because, like, yeah, I don't know, something about them games is good. But, like I say, it just fucking broke me at the end, right at the very end. And I was like, I could keep banging my head against the brick wall for the next 2 hours, or I could do something else. So I chose.
Do that in Gran Turismo.
Well, yeah, but I mean, I kind of know what I'm doing in Gran Turismo now, and like, there is a skill gap between me and like the fucking fastest people in the world, clearly. But I feel like I'm in control of what I'm doing in Gran Turismo, right. And there was a few times. There's a couple of moves that you unlock. One of them, when you've got the fire mask on, you pull down and you press triangle. And you're supposed to dive down onto the ground and create a kind of explosion. And it seems like if you're slightly off on pulling it down to the left or the right, it doesn't fucking work. I'm like, this is getting on my tits a bit. I'm definitely pulling it roughly down, and it's not doing the move. And I'm like, I don't know if I missed something here where it doesn't appear to be on a cooldown or anything. It's just not fucking doing it quite a lot of the time. So that was frustrating. Thanks very much, Pilch, for subscribing.
Cheers, Pilch.
And yeah, so there won't be no talk of this, I don't think, anymore. I haven't uninstalled it, so there's a chance I might go back and have another go. But I feel like I'm fucking done with it, to be honest. But which is annoying because I got right to the very end, and I was just like, I can't fucking be doing with this.
So, you're playing this on PS5?
This is on PS5, PlayStation Plus, Extra, and Premium. It is on everything else, I imagine.
Yeah.
Because it's an EA game, so not like they bring any other games out lately, is it? So, other than NHL or whatever. So, if you've got the PS Plus and you're good at games, maybe you like it. Tales of Kenzera, Zal. Maybe you could check it out if you fancied it. But for me, I don't think I'll finish it. I did play right to the end, though. So that's that.
Fair enough.
You need to go. I've got to do one into another. So I'm going to start with one of mine, and it's going to go into another one. So
okay. Well, I'll talk about two. Balatro. I've been playing some more Balatro. I saw Fraser's basically brought his.
Fraser's just plays Balatro and doesn't do anything else, I think, these days.
That's it, yeah.
I don't know. So he must be fucking got the shakes while he's in this country because he can't. Oh no, he's fucking brought his laptop.
He brought his laptop. Yeah. I said he should have brought a Steam Deck, but he eye rolled me. I saw he got some achievements the other day, and I was like, I want those achievements. So yeah, I've been chasing one in specifically, but I haven't been able to do it yet. But basically beat the sort of the story mode, the anti-8, before it goes into endless, without re-rolling anything in the shop, and basically just choosing the jokers and anything else that it chooses gives you without re-rolling, which is really hard apparently. I nearly got there once, but yeah, no, I didn't do it. But yeah, just enjoying Balatro, getting a few more achievements, and got a new deck. I've done all the.
You found all the jokers?
No, I found all the planet cards. I found all the
spectral cards.
The spectral cards. There are some jokers that I haven't got because I haven't unlocked all the decks. And I unlocked a new deck because I've completed all of the decks that you start with on the base difficulty and the next one up, and then you unlock another one. So yeah, sort of just going through that, just unlocking bits and bobs, and yeah, no random sort of 3 o'clocks in the mornings, but yeah, just smashing through it, and as long as you're quick, as long as you're quick, it doesn't take that long to play a proper game. A half hour, 45 minutes, if you get quite far. So yeah, or there's games where I've like literally lost on the first one because I've been like, no, can't play, can't. Just nothing came to me. So, okay, that was a quick one. So yeah, there's that. That was good. I've been playing on the Steam Deck as well on that.
Do you take it to bed?
I don't take. I know. I don't.
You would be up all night playing fucking Balatro. Be getting shouted at probably.
Yeah, I specifically
elbows in the ribs at the very least.
I actually don't take my phone to bed either because I know I'll just look at my phone.
I have found myself sticking in one of my AirPods in and putting a podcast on before I go to bed now.
Right.
And then waking up.
I can understand.
Where the fuck has that gone? Hopefully, I haven't eaten
it. So no, I don't. We do have a telly in the room, but we literally watch
We've
one
got
of
a telly
three
in our room,
things,
but it's not plugged in or anything. It's just somewhere to put
isn't
the
it?
fucking telly. It's just like, where are we going to put this TV? It's like, well, we'll stick it in a bedroom for the time being.
Yeah, no, we either watch we put on Red Dwarf, Futurama, or Brooklyn Nine.
Or
No,
porn.
not Brooklyn Nine, or Superstore.
Not Saturday Superstore. Reruns on YouTube.
No.
You don't even know what that is, do you?
I've got no idea what that is. Is it porn? Is it?
No, Saturday Superstore was like BBC Saturday morning TV. You remember going live? Was it going live on a Saturday morning? Yeah, it was before going live.
Oh, okay. No. Superstore. It's an American sitcom based in a
shop,
megastore. Yeah.
Like Costco or something.
Yeah. But yeah, Vic likes that. So I hate that. So I put on Red Dwarf.
I've seen enough comedic things happening in superstores to last me a lifetime.
Yeah.
So, without watching a TV show based on
that. What's the last game I was going to talk about?
I nearly tagged you. I saw this mentioned somewhere, and I was like, "Oh, better not tell Dave about this." I was going to literally put, "Don't tell anyone, tell Dave about this game." But you've already put it on here.
Heart of the Machine demo. So Heart of the Machine is again Steam Fest or whatever it's called.
Next Fest.
Next Fest. There's lots of demos coming out. So I saw this and it did pique my interest. It's kind of billed as a 4X game where you are in control of some AI machines.
Said you started off as a single robot or something.
Yeah. You start off as a single robot, and it's kind of like a sort of isometric, sort of top down. You're so it's hard to describe. You start off in a map basically, and you've got a few options before you break out of this facility where you're a robot and you've got consciousness and you've got I've only gone through the tutorial and you're basically coached on what you need to do, and so you need to spread your consciousness to some other robots, basically get more robots on your side, and they can be one of 3 different robots, either sentry robots, which are attack robots, logistics, or something else I can't remember. And then you're initially tasked with sort of escaping a lockdown. I don't know why there's a lockdown or what. I thought this game was quite early. It's probably a bit too early. The interface isn't really, or not the interface. I don't think the sort of telling you and sort of showing you what to do in the early game is that well done. So I'm just watching the video here, see if it's about the same. Yeah, it's about the same.
It looks a bit like a cyberpunk city skyline.
It
on the
is
screen.
kind of like, yeah, but again, it's like it's sort of it's.
So you haven't
basic.
built any of this map or anything like that.
No,
you don't build a map.
No, I haven't got that far, and I don't think I will do, to be honest. I think this is too early for it to release. The premise sounds really good. Sounds really interested. It is a demo.
I mean,
I played it for about half an hour.
Graphically, it looks fine.
Graphically, it looks okay. It's just not telegraphed very well. So yeah, I'll try it. You know, if there's any changes or updates or different demos.
Do you have any idea when this is supposed to come out? Proper?
No idea. No, I don't think it said anything. I don't think it said anything in the let's have a look, store page.
It's 2023. It's original.
No, release date 2024.
Yeah, so hopefully it'll be out soon.
That's all it said. So.
Oh, I've just scrolled down and I'm actually supposed to be watching a video on the stream. I forgot about
that. So yeah, it's
behind the curtain for the people watching the stream.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm not that fussed on that. I played enough of the demo to
Put
I
you
think I
off.
like the idea of the game
It had the opposite
more
effect
than
of a
the
demo.
actual. Yeah, yeah. So if they change it, or if I hear anything different,
Well, I
but
saw this was tagged on PC Gamers X. I'm giving up now, just calling it X. I'm not calling it Twitter.
right, yeah.
And they seem to be enthusiastic. Excuse me, I didn't actually go onto the website and read, but
Right.
the post on X was complimentary. It would appear.
Yeah,
So
maybe it's me. Maybe I just haven't got
maybe you just weren't in the right mood.
patience. I wasn't in the right mood.
You were too busy on Dungeon Crawler.
Could be.
Hooked on clawing instead of whatever this game is. But yeah, well, maybe it's one to keep an eye on for the future. But it looks kind of cool. The aesthetic is cool, at least.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I might keep an eye out in future. I'll let you know if it turns out it's good or people are rating it. But we'll see.
Yeah. So I'm sure they'll get quite a lot of feedback from this demo. That will push it in the right direction.
You'd hope.
Yep.
Other than the people who are just shitting on it completely. Right, I have 2 games. Oh no, fuck! I've got 3 games left. I fucking forgot one. It was on a new line I hadn't read.
Ooh.
I fucked up there, Dave. Sorry about
that.
Bollocks. Right, I'm gonna have to do a load of fucking talking.
I'll do my last one, then you can go and see.
Have you got another one? Oh, that's okay.
Yeah.
Have you? Oh yeah. Okay, you've got a big one. Right, good.
Yeah.
I've missed that one as well. I forgot about that. Right, okay. Right, I'm gonna do another PlayStation game first of all.
Awesome.
Quite a big game in every sense of the word. It is. I did mention this, that I'd bought this game a couple of weeks ago when we last spoke,
right.
but I hadn't really. I don't think I'd played it at all at that point. But now I've played a few hours. Spider-Man 2. Didn't finish the first one. Finished Miles Morales and loved it. And I've been playing Spider-Man 2. Don't know why I didn't quite get on with the first one. But things have changed a bit in Spider-Man 2. Miles Morales is in Spider-Man 2, for one. So there's 2 Spider-Men. Maybe that's why it's called Spider-Man 2. Oh, right. This fucking guys. The fucking videos on YouTube that are playing games, and all of a sudden there's some dickhead's face in there. It's like, fuck off, I don't want to see you. I want to see the game. So annoying. Anyway, where was I going to get to? So yeah, Spider-Man 2. What's his face? Harry Osborn. I don't know if he was in the first. I can't remember him being in the first game, to be honest. Obviously, he's been a bit poorly. He's back. In Spider-Man 2, he's back and all fine, apparently. And then, so Peter Parker, you start off as Peter Parker. Harry is your best mate, blah, blah, blah. You get phone calls for him, MJ, and all that sort of shit. Then you flick around, and, well, the first thing that happens is you have a massive fucking fight with Sandman, which is named Marco something rather. I don't know the fucking. I'm not a fucking Marvel nerd, so don't ask me. Don't challenge me on anything because I don't fucking know. I'm not pretending to know anything. And yeah, he's a sad man. He's a sad Sandman.
He's a sad Sandman.
Yeah, he's upset about something. Right? I don't really give a fuck. But yeah, so he's angry and he's kicking off. There's fucking sand everywhere, and there's little sand people that you have to fight. And then you have this giant sand person, the Sandman, that you have to fight with as well. And you're doing all the fucking cool Spider-Man shit, flying around in the air with your webs, doing fucking big venom punches as like Miles and fucking all that shit. And it's massively epic and huge, like blockbuster style video game shit going down. And it's all very cool. And then you bust him up a bit. He turns into normal Marco and he gets arrested. And then
how do you beat sand? That's not.
Oh well, that would be a spoiler, wouldn't it? It's to do with water and electricity. A lethal combination for anybody, let alone a sand person. I guess if you superheat sand, does it just not turn really hard? I don't know. It turns into something else. Doesn't it?
Glass, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. I don't know. Becomes glass man. I don't fucking know. But yeah, I think they basically washed him away, and then there's just I'm several hours into the game, and there's still like areas of the city. There's just fucking sand everywhere. Like a shill, so it's kind of cool. It's like, he left a lasting impression on the city. So yeah, it's more Spider-Man, but there's more cool stuff that happens in the Spider-Man 2 for sure. Because like you have wings now, which just helps. Like, because I think the city you're in like fucking a bigger bit of like New York's grown into like more of real New York. It's not all of New York, obviously, I don't think, but it's fucking loads bigger. But meaning with it being loads bigger, you need quick ways to get around. So you can fucking fly basically as Spider-Man. Now you've got web wings. You just go like fucking, you get high enough and then you just get your wings out and you're just fucking flying around like a wingsuit. And then there's like wind tunnels through the sea. Fucking don't ask me why they are, but they are. You know, and if you go one of them, you just absolutely fucking cane it across the city. Obviously it's basic, and yeah, so.
How many times have you like pancaked into a building?
Oh, I fucking always like swinging around, going, "Oh, this is super cool," and then just like slam. But you know, as long as you're holding the right trigger down, you just basically run up the building anyway. It doesn't matter if you're here. Well, you don't just go fucking splat into a window. But so yeah, it's forgiving in the traversal and stuff like that. I don't know, it's really well polished and stuff like that. I've slammed it into. I think it's running at roughly 40 FPS because it's like I've put it on because I've got the 120 hertz TV with the variable refresh rate and all that bollocks. It's like you can run it at like the best it looks at 40 frames per second, or you can like fix it to 60 with less detailed graphics and stuff like that. So you can. There's options. It's like a fucking PC. Except it's a bit less hassle, honestly. And yeah, so you're switching around between Miles and Peter. They've all got their sort of slide stories. I don't really know who the main character is, really. I've spent a lot of time as Miles, and then it's like you
can
like, oh, now you need to be Peter. You can switch between the two, and there's things in the city like there's always a fucking every. Like, I don't know, a few minutes, like, oh, there's a crime. It'll tell you there's a crime happening 500 meters away. And you're like, okay, well, you can make the choice whether you're going to go and stop some people selling weapons to other people, because they just do that on the street corner, apparently, in New York these days. Or you can just ignore it and fuck off on your main mission if you want. And then there's things that only Miles can do in the city, and there's things that only Peter can do in the city. So you'll be like, if you're Miles and you get, I can't remember what it is, you get to a point and be like, oh, you need to switch to Peter to do this, and it's like, all right, fine, whatever. At least I know where it is now. I can come back later and do it with Peter. And then, so I think the story is largely around Peter and Harry's relationship and all that shit. And there's obviously stuff going on there, so I don't know the whole details. But there's something's going to be happening there, clearly.
Well, you hope so, don't you?
No, there's definitely something's happening.
Right.
But, like, because, you know, Harry was sick and now he's not. I wonder how he got better. We'll see. I'm sure it'll come out. I'm sure it's probably not going to be good. But there we go. And yeah, what else can I say about Spider-Man 2? It's quite early still, but yeah, I'm actually enjoying it. It's like a nice break. I've definitely died as Spider-Man before. You know, I've definitely like run out of health and gone, that was a bit shit. That wouldn't happen to real Spider-Man.
What's the combat like? Is it?
Yeah, it's like basic. You keep unlocking more stuff basically. Like every level you go up, you get a skill point, and it's got a massive. Right. Well, it's not ridiculously huge skill tree, but there's a lot of things to unlock to it.
Right.
Add to the combat. I think this is one of the problems I had, I guess, earlier with the first one. It's like it gets to the point like you just forget all of the fucking shit you can do.
Yeah.
unless you're like constantly playing it. If you played it, if all you do is play Spider-Man, it'll be fine. But I play other games and then go back to it and go, oh yeah, I completely forgot that I could do this thing. I was really struggling to do this fight, and you read a guide and it goes, oh, why don't you just do this? And you're like, oh yeah, I completely forgot I could do that. Because it's been a week since I played it, or whatever. But yeah, so still quite early. Plenty of epic moments, and the swinging around on webs probably doesn't really get old. You can do like stupid freestyle flips and God knows what if you want, but I don't normally bother. It's just more of a means to an end getting around, to be honest. But yeah, the fighting is pretty cool. But it's just largely like you press square to do your punching, press circle to do a dodge. X is like jump, not that you really do a lot of that. I mean, you can like if you hold down square, like you'll fling someone up in the air, so then you need to jump and like and keep going. Square, bash, 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 fuck you up, man. And if you press triangle, he like flings a web at somebody and then zooms over to them. So it's a little bit like a sort of Arkham Asylum, but it's a lot faster paced. It's similar, but it's like there's more shit. I mean, there's just a bit faster, and you don't do as much damage, obviously, as Batman, because Batman's a motherfucker.
You haven't got like Yakuza style interactive objects on the street.
Yeah. You can, if you hold L1 and R1 together, you can pick up like dustbins and like swing around and then launch them in someone's face. It's funny. Yeah, it's a lot of fun, but it's definitely improved on Spider-Man 1. It looks fucking bonkers good as well. It does look great, I have to say. There's a few times it's done a little kind of weird glitchy thing, but yeah, it looks fucking great.
How big is it? Is it?
I don't think it's as long as the first one, honestly.
Right.
I think it's just what happened with the first one was I just got fed up with constantly getting distracted with little side missions that I couldn't be asked with, and I wasn't really making any progress. It was constantly like, oh, there's some things on fire. Oh, so and so. Oh, you've got to walk into a shop and walk around a shop and all that bollocks. I was like, I don't know. Anyway, but I'm not here to do Spider-Man 1. I might at the end of the day, you never know. It's probably going to be shit after playing Spider-Man 2, isn't it? Let's be honest. It's like I thought about buying the upgrade because it's like £5 to upgrade Spider-Man PS4 to Spider-Man PS5.
Right.
And I did think about doing that a couple of times in the past, but I resisted. And I just went, fuck it, I'll just wait till Spider-Man 2 goes cheap. It wasn't cheap because it was still £52. Because this is a £70 game.
Premium game, yeah?
Yes. I mean, they don't make many games, PlayStation, obviously. They make big, expensive games, like Spider-Man. Yeah, and there's guys in here I don't know what the fuck's going on with. I don't know Spider-Man stories. I'm not a comics guy or anything like that. But I do like, so far, Spider-Man 2 is a lot of fun and very bombastic and like a nice break from other things that I've been playing, which we'll come on to briefly, shortly. Well, maybe not shortly. Depends how much you've got to say about your next game.
My next game is Dragon's Dogma 2.
Yes, a game I need to get back to playing at some point.
I did say that I was going to get back to playing this, and I have.
Good for you.
I'm glad that I have. I've made quite some significant progress, I think. What have I put in? Let's have a look. I've put in 29 hours.
Is that total or just in the last week?
That's total. I can't see how long I've been playing it. I've put in about another 10 hours this week. Last couple of weeks. Yeah.
Is that all on Tuesday when it was supposed to be?
A couple hours on Tuesday. But no, just odds and sods really. A little bit of time before work, a few days. A little bit on Tuesday. Yeah, just like not late night ones, but it's good.
Do you know
I've made
the pawns, right? Do you know who they belong to?
You can find out who they belong to. Yeah. You can choose pawns that are from your friends. So if your friends have got pawns that are...
Can you use my pawn loads so that when I come back to the game, it just keeps telling me what to do?
Pretty much, but it's got to be high enough level. If it's not high level,
be very good level unless you level it for me.
Yeah, well, I can't level it for you. That's the thing. only your own pawn you can level. You do out level pawns that you bring in because they don't level or scale with your
Right.
level at all. So
You probably haven't seen
um,
mine for ages, though.
probably not. I'm like level 34 now on mine, and I've changed basically vocations, the what they do. My first, the one that I've got was a thief to start with, and has gone into archery, or I changed it, and I've gone from a fighter to a warrior. Slight difference, but I can use some of the things I learned from the fighter into the warrior. So
Oh,
yeah,
so you keep kind of that progression, like
what you
your
learn in one
experience.
vocation, some of the skills that you learn from one can be used into another, and that's basically how even though pawns you if they've been leveled correctly and put the right skills on, even if just a fighter, they can be massively more useful to you because they've gained other skills from other vocations, other jobs that sort of benefits them in that way. So, for example, my pawn was a thief, and one of the things that I can learn as a thief is to be less not pull the enemies to them so much. Whereas as a mage, they can't learn that, so I've brought that across to their mage, so they don't get. So basically, they can just focus on casting spells to sort of help me rather than defend themselves. So yeah, it's quite complicated, and it's quite a lot to learn with it. But I've progressed the story quite a bit now. I'm out of the first area. I didn't really understand why some missions had a number 1 over them or a number 2. Now I've found out it's basically Act 1, Act 2. I think there's like
Okay.
4 acts in total. The map sort of expanded massively. I was like, oh, okay. Well, that's what our big dark area was for.
Right, yeah.
This whole area where I didn't realize sort of existed. It's blocked off until you complete the Act 1 to get out of your starting area. Still a very big area. So yeah, loving it. I did say I wanted to get back to it, and I'm really glad that I have, and I've managed to make the time to do it because it's just continually learning on different things. I have ran up against some enemies that I'm just underleveled or haven't skilled correctly, or I've not got the right pawns or the right things with me to and yeah, I sort of been there was one dragon that I came up against, and I've been sort of banging my head against it about 3 or 4 times. I tried to go up against it and died. I was like, I don't think I'm supposed to be here.
Yeah, maybe
And
do
so,
something else.
so so I reloaded to save and took a different way. And I was getting quite frustrated, and I was just like, nah, maybe I'll just take this as under advisement that I'll come back to this. That's fine.
Just stick a pin in that.
Yeah, yeah. So I marked it on the map. I know where it is now. So when I actually sort of go back, maybe change the composition of the team, bring in some sort of heavier hitting
Badass pawns.
pawns. Yeah, maybe pull the
I have some
aggro a
friends
little
who've
bit.
played a lot of Dragon's Dogma 2.
Yeah, get some like level 99, play like mages or something in there that just obliterates it in one go.
Keep heal. Do they keep healing you and things like that?
Yeah. Well, you can
Because you don't
when you
direct. They just act on their own, or can you direct your pawns?
there is very simple direction of them, so you can tell them to go, come here, help,
Yeah.
or wait. But what they do is dependent on they have a attribute of if they're kind-hearted or straightforward
Oh
or
yeah, I do
calm
remember
or
that.
yeah. So that basically So if they're kind-hearted, they're always going to be trying to healing you. Doesn't matter what class they are. But obviously, a mage or a sorcerer will buff you or heal you. Fighters will be sort of up in front of you, trying to distract people from getting to you. But straightforward means they just go just aim at the enemy. And yeah, there's lots of different things that those different attributes sort of do, and then with their vocation, with their actual job role, means they do slightly different things. So you can work it out. It's not overly complicated. It's just that when I bring on when I change out pawns because I've out leveled the ones that I'm with. There's those things that you got to look at. Is like how are they actually gonna? How am I going to use them in my team? But then also things like you can set quests. So if I can set a quest on my pawn to defeat a Cyclops when he's in somebody else's team, and then I can give or offer up rewards for people doing that. So some people offer money or different items. That's another thing that you've got to consider when
This is real people.
This is real people, yeah.
It's fucking weird, isn't it?
Yeah. And then any time that I find a chest or find some seeker tokens which are highly prized, or find like hidden caves and stuff, that information is passed to the pawn that when they get pulled back into their game, they'll say, "Oh, I know where a chest is or a cave is or items." It's it's quite good.
It's pretty
Yeah,
cool. It's pretty cool.
it is pretty good.
It's like a Strand game.
Strand
Maybe
game.
Dragon's Dogma was the first Strand game. Connected people without really you knowing that you were being connected.
Yeah. I haven't got this disease yet. There is a disease that can basically wipe out everybody. It sends pawns mad, and then it's basically epic sort of COVID, but for video game, and it just wipes out entire villages and stuff or towns. And once that's done, I think the main NPCs that you have or are required do sort of come back in a sense. But yeah, like whole towns can be wiped out in your game. And there's at the moment there's only one item that you can get that can restore it, and it's quite hard to come by. So
Interesting.
yeah,
it's doing something different, isn't it?
It is. Yeah. So I know there is a new game plus to this as well. I don't think I'll follow that, but yeah, it's. I like Dragon's Dogma 1. I didn't complete it, but I feel like I want to complete this one.
How many dragons do you fight?
There's lots of different dragons.
There's a lot of dragons.
There's a lot of
dragons. There's no apostrophe in Dragon. Or there is an apostrophe in Dragon's Dogma, isn't it? But it might as well not have one. It could be loads of Dragon's Dogma.
I'm not sure if it's the same dragon that you're fighting. But yeah, I thought defeated two.
I switched off the video just before there was a huge dragon fight, which I am slightly watching now.
Right. Okay. The dragon fights are pretty cool.
You do look quite small on the back of a dragon.
All the big bosses that sub bosses, all the big enemies that you fight, ogres and griffins and chimeras, dragons. I fought it was an ogre, but he had strapped on loads of different shit like sheet armor, and it was like a tank, and you had to sort of either as a warrior I managed to bash some of the armor off him.
Did you hack his feet away? That's what he is.
Basically, I was like nibbling on his ankles, but my mage had a lightning spell, which he didn't like because he had
because of all the metal.
because of all the metal on there. Yeah, yeah. And every
Nice.
time he got hit, he'd get
Just
knocked
like,
over. Yeah, pretty much. It was something so stupid. Like, if I didn't know that, and I just thought it was really cool that it happened. Like,
yeah,
yeah.
that's cool.
So,
What do they call that? There's a thing for that. Emergent gameplay.
yeah, yeah, and that I think a lot of it. There is a lot of that about on that game is a lot of just cool things happening because you've got like a composition or different people. There's there was one of the characters, one of the pawns that I had earlier today, basically just said a throwaway line, and that was I thought it was quite funny. It was they said, "Oh, my master only seems to run around with female pawns. I wonder what that's about." And it was just like, oh, that's a weird sort of
Weird comment.
yeah, a weird thing. But I wonder if it actually does
Might not even
like
be true.
yeah.
Maybe their
Yeah,
spawn's
that's
just
it.
full of shit. Who knows?
Yeah. But yeah, it was just like, oh, it's just quite interesting. And I wonder if it does take that info away from it.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, that's on the backlog at the moment.
Is that you got on PlayStation? Have you? Or you got
No,
on
I bought it. I
PC?
got it free with my SSD
That's
for
right.
Steam, so I did start it, but didn't make much progress. Not because I wasn't enjoying it; it's just because there's a lot of fucking games that I need to play.
Yep.
Still haven't started Cyberpunk,
Understandable.
which I bought in
need to-
not the current Epic sale, but probably about 3 sales before that. When I bought Alan Wake 2, which I obviously did play and finish.
You did, yeah.
So I did get my money's worth out of that for sure. But I have 2 games left.
Cool.
And the first one of those, I believe, I did start to talk about last time around, was Lords of the Fallen, which is on Game Pass now, if you have an Xbox or a PC.
Right.
And this is a Souls-like. Light, maybe, even? I don't know. Is that a thing? Do we have Souls-lights and like rogues? It's definitely hugely influenced by Dark Souls and the like.
Right.
You are,
What's that Pinocchio one that you played?
No, Lies of P. I think that's still the best non From Software Souls-like that I've played for sure.
Right. Okay.
Spoilers. This is where this is going.
Mm-hmm.
I have beaten the first kind of boss called it's a lady, Peita. I can't remember how it's. I think it's Peita. It's pronounced. She's like classic. This is like, oh yeah, this is like a Souls-like boss. She's like a woman in a big suit of armor with a fucking great big sword, which does a lot of damage when it hits you and that sort of thing. And took me a good few goes to beat her. I always there's the summoning thing you can do at bosses, so you can there's a weird load of flies in a sort of shape of something. So because I think you probably I think this is how it works. It appears like I'd chatted to this dude earlier in the game, and he appeared at the boss. So if I hadn't chatted to him, I don't know if he'd have been there. That's kind of how these things work. In Dark Souls specifically, you can get assistance from NPCs in boss fights if you've done certain things in the story beforehand, and there'll be like a little spot for you to call on an NPC in a fight. But they'll be literally for a specific fight. If you've done the right things, this person will be able to help you.
Right.
And then there's also the whole summoning of other real people shit you can do. I think that I haven't even entertained that in this game. I assume that's a thing, but honestly, I haven't really engaged in that mechanic if it is there. But yeah, there was a guy who was there. He was a magey type character, was he? I think I don't remember now actually. Bit forgettable, obviously. Been a while since I played it, to be fair, because this is the 2 weeks between shows. But yeah, my character is what was it again? I can't remember. They've got swords and shit. They're not a knight because they're a bit more mobile. Can't remember what specifically it's called, but yeah, I do some stabbing and some fighting and some slashing with my swords and shit, rather than like do magic and stuff. And so yeah, managed to beat her. The thing that differentiates this from like Souls games is like this whole alternate reality that you've got running at the same time. You have this skull lantern thing that if you hold up the lantern, you can see into this alternative version of reality.
Right. Okay.
And if you, I think if it's like Y or triangle, if you hold it down when you're pulling the left trigger or something, you enter this alternative reality and you can explore the alternative reality, which may have ways of getting to places that you can't get to in a normal reality, and all that sort of shit. And there's certain points where you need to get to re-enter normal reality. And so yeah, that's cool. That is cool as a mechanic and stuff like that, and it works really well. Beat the first boss. I don't know what it is, but there's this thing coming up called Shadow of the Erdtree for Elden Ring. And I was like,
right.
I wasn't going to.
I heard about this.
Wasn't going to. But I watched a couple of videos. I was like, yeah, Elden Ring's all right, isn't it? So I stopped playing Lords of the Fallen and started playing Elden Ring again.
So is this DLC dropped for
not yet.
Elden Ring?
It's out on the 20th, Thursday, is it? Next week, I think it comes out.
Right.
So there's been a portion of the map on my Elden Ring because I've finished the game, inverted commas.
Yes.
I got an ending of the game.
You died.
No. There's that definitely happened a lot before I finished the game. And so yeah, but there was this portion of the map in the north, the middle of the map, that has just been blocked off because I never visited it.
Right.
And so I was like, fuck it, I need to get back. I've watched a few, like I say, I watched a few videos. I was like, yeah, it does look quite good, that. And yeah, some of the new bosses look fucking amazing. And I just watched there's a recap in the, like, Chill Robots posted a video. It's like a recap of the story of Elden Ring. And I was like, fucking hell, that game looks so epic. And like the story, everything, it's just on another fucking level. And obviously it was my game of the year when it came out. Was that 2 years ago? Maybe even 3 years. I don't fucking remember. It's just a fucking a masterpiece, I have to say. It's like, it is hard, but it's not like the sense of exploration I have in this game. It's like nothing else. It's like you can go around for ages without fighting anything. Just mooching about, picking up a few flowers, some fucking fluttery butterflies and all that sort of shit. And it's just like everywhere looks fucking great. It's just awesome. And this is, for me, like, without doubt, the best game ever fucking made. It's just, like, I watched that video and I was like, it's obviously not from a game. You wouldn't see those camera angles when you're playing the game, but it's all obviously in-game assets and stuff. And I'm like, fuck me. It's like Game of Thrones, but the video game. It's just fucking epic. That is the word. It's just epic. And, like, nothing else comes close. And then the combat is just fucking tight as anything. They're just perfect. And like, there's some enemies that I want just normal. They're not, I say normal. They're not bosses, but you can get fucked up by some normal enemies that are wandering because they're like hard. Some of them. But I mean, I'm walking around. I'm level 160 now, or something stupid. So
Right.
I've my weapons. I've maxed a load of the weapons. I've been mooching around, finding all of the fucking stones that you need to upgrade everything to the top. Because what I was like initially, I was like, oh, what do I need to get to New Game Plus? So I started just like ticking off a list of all the things that I haven't done. And like I say, then I found this whole new area. Like I found out how to get to the area that I hadn't been to. Because I had the shit to get there, I just hadn't done it. I was like, oh, you just go to this lift, and instead of pressing A when you get there or whatever, you press right, and it says use secret medallion. And I was like, yeah, I've got that fucking secret medallion, baby. Let's go. So I went off down to this whole new area of the map that I'd never been.
Awesome.
So yeah, it's like that whole area of the map. Yeah, fucking, it's cool. It's all snowy and windy, and it's fucking big ass.
It's like you've unlocked some DLC.
It's just like a whole new piece of game that I haven't fucking played. I was like, great. It's like I haven't been here. This is cool. So yeah, I'm still playing. My character is technically a samurai. Was started as, and I'm using a katana, but it's one I've called. I think is it called Rivers of Blood? I know that's a speech, which is somewhat bad, to say the least. But I think the weapon's called Rivers of Blood, and it's a katana. And yeah, it just fucks things up, man. Whenever it sets things on fire basically instantly when you hit someone with it, and it's got this big fucking double slash attack, and it's just causing loads of bleeding and everything. It's just like, yeah, this is great. You like do a few bit attacks, and then you make something bleed. It just like you see the health bar just go, like massive chunk of health just disappear. You're like, yeah, man, I'm fucking you up. But yeah, so I beat the boss that you need to beat to play the expansion. I beat. I've got my little friends.
I read about that. It's like,
well, yeah. So only 38% people apparently have got the ability to play the DLC at the moment. Because it was lower. It's definitely gone up in the last few days. Because I was one of those people who went, "Oh, fucking, going to do that then."
Oh, right, okay.
Yeah. And the guy you have to beat is called Mohg, Mohg, the fucking Lord of Blood or something he is.
Right.
So I was fucking him up because he does loads of blood damage as well.
It wasn't that impossible woman that like.
Oh no! Wait.
Oh, okay.
Right, that's coming. So yeah, Mohg didn't take me very long because I was like a few times I was doing alright, I'm fucking him up, and I'm like, yeah, so this is going to be easy. And then he does this fucking magic spell shit, and you just fucking take loads of damage. Like, oh shit, and I'm just bleeding, and I can't stop. And I wasn't quick enough, and I died. I was like, that was quite tricky. And when I looked at a guide because people, the guides are there. You got to fucking use what you can. It doesn't tell you. It doesn't make it do it for you, but it just like point you in the right direction. And it's like there's a thing you can get that basically cancels out this curse of blood that he does. I was like, oh right, I'll just go. So I had to go off and fucking do that bit. But like the NPC invaders, because you're the whole thing. Obviously, you can be invaded by real people.
Right.
But there's points in the game where like you get an invasion, but it's not a person. It's like it's part of the game, and they're red. They all just look red. The outline's red. The name comes up red, like an invasion of a real person. But they've got a stupid name. And so you have to kill them. But there was one that used to fuck me up big time. It was called what was it called? It was the Briar of fucking something or other. And he's got this fucking sword attack. He's just like got a great big sword. He doesn't seem to run out of stamina either. He's just like fucking like swinging his fucking great big sword at.
Right.
And then every now and again he'll like fucking do it. He'll throw it and it'll do this huge arc swing. And then there's another one. He throws it at you and it just fucking spins around. It just stays in the same place. And if you get caught by that, you're just fucked. Like, oh, if I haven't dodged that, I'm dead. I just fucked him up straight away. I was like, man, this sword is fucking amazing. And I know it got nerfed as well because it was ridiculously overpowered at one point. But yeah, still fucking wicked. And it's just like great when you fucking smash something to pieces with it. And so in the end, like you've got this mechanic called oh my god, technical name, can't remember. You ring a little bell and you're like a little spirit comes and helps you in a boss fight. Or not
Right.
even necessarily in a boss fight, in tough areas.
Yeah.
So it's there in the game. It's not cheating, but every time there's a boss fight, I fucking call them in because they're a distraction for me to heal and stuff like that. At the end of the day, I've got a mimic who is basically me with all of the same weapons and stuff like that, but they don't do fuck all damage. Like they'll occupy the boss, but they don't really do much damage most of the time. But they can use all of your moves, so they've got the same sword as me, and if they did it, it's like just massive sword attacks. But like I say, the Mog fight, there's a thing you can go and get. I'll beat this NPC invader, and you mix this flask, and one of them, it literally just cancels out. When he does this, he counts down 3, 2, 1, basically, and does this fucking big spell, and it's just like carnage. And I just went, dink, put my flask, and then just went and fucked him up. I was like, thank you very much. That was easy. When you have the right tools. And then, yeah, so in the area that I'm in, this whole new area, I was like, well, I haven't met this fucking big boss that everyone talks about. Millennia. So I've met her now. And she's never known defeat, as she has pleasure in telling you.
Right.
She still hasn't known defeat in my game, I can assure you.
Oh,
It's
no.
fucking... I just laughed. It was just insane. It was just so fucking insane. I was like... First time, I just went in there. Like I say, rang my little bell. My version of me comes in. Occupies her a bit. We're both trying to fucking fuck her up. Blah, 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 and then she gets to this point. And it was just like... She killed my mate. My other version of me. And we'd got her health quite far down, and then she did this attack, and it was just like, what the fuck are you supposed to do here? Because it's just like swords just going. She does it like 3 times in a row, and I'm like, that's impossible. You just can't dodge that.
So it's not like it's not like bullet hell style.
You can't. Well, must be a way of, because I've watched that fucking. There was a person who was just doing it. With like literally in their pants with a pot on their head and 2 swords, and they would just dodge, and then just fuck her up. And I was like, how the fuck do you do that? They had no armor on or anything, and they were just fucking this woman up, and she weren't even getting hit. I was like, you've clearly done this a lot.
Right.
I have not done it enough to do that. But yeah, it's just because obviously Dark Souls, all these games, sometimes your bosses, you think you've beaten them. Oh no, you ain't beaten them. They come back. And they do something different now. Yeah. She's fucking crazy, this woman. But she's all like... Well, she looks dead when you first meet her. And then she comes to life. She fucking puts her fake arm on. A prosthetic. Because she's only got one arm when you first meet, like, when she's just like, looks like she's dead. And then she just gets up. Puts her fake arm on. Puts her helmet on after giving her the big speech. And then just fucks you up. Yeah, it's... I don't care. I don't know what it is about this. And all of their games, like, it doesn't matter how fucking hard it is. I will persevere and fucking do it. But other games, I'm like, this is not that good. So I'm just not bothered. Whereas there's something about these games, and this one is just special, absolutely special. Because like I say, so much of the time you're just exploring. It's like, I don't know, like Zelda or whatever. You're just wandering around fucking in the environment, exploring, and then you have a few scraps, nothing major, and then you have a fucking great big scrap, which is really hard. And yeah, this one's just insane though. I was just like, I don't know how. I've got her to the second phase a few times with my friend. And I just like, I fucking had her down to like a quarter health bar on the second time. I was like, I'm gonna fucking do it. I'm gonna have you. And then no, it's just like, she just fucking gives you this poison shit, and you're like, I was like, I reckon I could do it. Soloing it without my friend. Fuck knows. How you dodge that massive attack that she does, I have no idea. I'm like, there must be a way. Like, you try and block it, and she just wipes out your stamina bar, and you're like, okay, that didn't work. I'm just dead. But yeah, it's fucking just, like I say, an absolute fucking masterpiece, Elden Ring. It's like, everyone should play it. It's just fucking amazing.
Yeah, don't have the perseverance or.
It's like, I don't know, like I say, you could just spend ages just wandering around, exploring this cool environment. Yes, much less obtuse than any of the Dark Souls games, like in terms of knowing what the fuck is actually going on and story and stuff. And you can just play as magic character and just go in and go massive magic spell and fucking kill something like instantly, and like loads of the. If you work, like, you can look online for some guides and stuff and just find out these massively overpowered builds. But I did go and change because there's one of the bosses you beat is one of the things you need to do to respec your character, and we have to have a consumable item to do it. Larval tears. I've got loads of larval tears. I could go and respec about 13 times or something stupid because I'd already done it once, and I keep finding stuff. And there's fucking. The game is gigantic. It's ridiculous. So they're now adding to it with like another huge area. So I was like, oh, I'm ready. I'm getting the. There's definitely a few enemies that I struggle with. Like, they can definitely hit me a few times. I'm like, ooh, that hurts. And I've definitely died a load of times. But the bosses are just fucking great. So good. It's the mechanics. Like I say, when you finally suss it, you're like, yep, I know what I'm doing now. And when you nail the timing of the dodges and stuff like that, I don't know what it is. Like, some of the boss things that I've struggled with, like I say, that NPC, Briar, I fucking can't remember whatever their name was, or his name. They used to really fuck me up, and I was just like, dodge, thank you very much, completely dodged that thing, and it just went slap, slapped them up, and they were dead. I was like, oh, that didn't take very long at all. And I've done 2 or 3 of those NPC invaders in the last week. I was like, oh, because you have to beat them to unlock. You always get something nice, either like a good, cool set of armor or some weapons or some crucial piece of.
So it's
kit.
not just a something just a.
No, there's always something and there's if you want to read into read the fucking stories on the armor pieces, there's a load of lore and stuff like that. Just watch Vaati VAATI. I don't watch loads of his stuff, but he does an amazing job of decoding all of the fucking bullshit from all of their video games. But yeah, Elden Ring could be fucking game of the year again.
Yeah.
It's definitely going to be more.
I don't think DLC counts as a game of the year.
Shadow of the Erdtree. It's like a whole new game. New mechanics, new character classes, loads of stuff. Anyway, that's me.
I think that's me as well. I ain't got any other games to talk about.
Cool.
Oh,
well,
I'm struggling now as well.
We stretched it out to 2 hours.
That was mainly your.
I kept the Gran Turismo chat to a minimum. To be fair, today.
Yeah. We didn't talk about Germany and Scotland.
Well, how did it finish?
5-1.
Oh, bollocks!
And the Scotland and the Scotland goal was an own goal.
Oh, who scored?
Oh, I can't remember.
Oh god, I've got a German defender.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to look now. It won't take long because the Euro 2024 app actually works quite well.
Yeah.
Oh man, my boy's got Florian Wirtz as captain. He's on 10 points.
Yeah, he's a good one.
Yeah, it was a nice goal though. He got a load of points for something or other. I'm on 13 points. Oh, that does remind me though.
Go on.
Because I missed something while we were chatting. That MS Rangers, Mark, who we met on the day out, did us a message that we didn't answer until now. We'll see. And it is Euros related, so that's good.
All right.
He says, "Evening, Team Sales. As it's the start of the Euros, give us your predictions of how well England will do. Who do you think will get to the finals, if not England, and who will win it?" Well, obviously it came from Twitter. X.
Oh, okay.
Well, I said I wasn't calling it Twitter anymore. But
okay. Okay.
So it wasn't there at 9, but then I just checked. I was like, oh shit, I missed that. But there we go.
Yeah.
We can do it now. So,
Well, England's the favourites.
I feel like we get to semis again. Maybe the final at most. I don't think we'll win it again.
I'll be very happy if we get to the finals. Why am I missing predictions? Oh, right, okay. I can do a match predictor. Oh, I didn't know that on the app.
The app's good. It's decent. It it was a
Yeah.
real quicker updating, complete opposite of the F1 app that we've been trying to use.
Yeah, no,
which is
it's
total
terrible.
shit.
So I think Germany is going to be in the final.
I haven't worked out how the possible routes to the final are. I don't know if Germany and England are destined to meet in the final, that would be a great final. To be fair, in Germany, if we was to winning something again, and it was against Germany again, and this time it was in Germany, that would be good. And symmetry for us winning. The only thing we won is the World Cup in England against Germany. That would be quite cool. I'm not sure it's going to happen. I don't even know if it's possible for it to happen. But
yeah,
I can tell you one thing: I'm not sure Scotland are qualifying for the knockout phases.
No. Well, if France obviously got a very good chance. Portugal is in the Group F. Turkey,
They've got an easy group,
Georgia, and Czech Republic. Group E, which I think Portugal will be playing the second of. They've got Ukraine, Slovakia, Belgium, and Romania. So Portugal have.
I don't know who they're going to. I think that could be Ukraine. They finished second in that group.
Yeah, but I'd say
rid of this Elden Ring video.
Portugal's going to be in the final. We've got to get past.
I think
Germany,
we have to meet France
Spain,
on the way,
Germany,
which could be where we get to.
Italy. Yeah,
I fancy Germany. He's on home soil, and notwithstanding that they smashed 5 goals tonight, I think they're going to absolutely batter every single team in that group. Cue them losing the next game. But yeah, I feel like they should easily win that group. 3 wins out of 3. I think they could then get the confidence. The thing is, for them, they haven't had a competitive game of football since they did shit in the World Cup 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Where they only beat one team in the group, and they drew and won, and then they fucking didn't qualify for the knockouts. So, and obviously because they're the host nation, they haven't had to qualify. So they've only been playing friendlies, apart from fucking Nations League, which no one gives a fuck about anyway. So yeah, that might come to haunt them later in the tournament, that they haven't really had a proper game, and I don't think Scotland really counts either. Sorry, Scotland. There was an absolute horror tackle for the penalty and the red card. The third goal for Germany, the penalty. It was just like, we see it, and I was like, that doesn't look fucking good live. And it was like, when he saw it again, it's like, yeah, he's definitely going to get a red card. It was just like, because you see in slow motion, he's like, he totally puts his studs straight above his ankle, and then you see from the other angle, you can see his face, and he's like, oh man, I fucked up there, and then pretends he's got injured. Didn't escape the red card.
He had to go for a tackle. He didn't.
Yeah, he totally fucked it though.
Bad. Yeah, he's supposed to be a professional footballer. He knows.
He fucking. You watch his face. It's just like, fuck.
Yeah. Never mind. Yeah, I'd say Portugal in the final.
Portugal's not a bad shout. They're getting a bit old though, some of them.
Yeah.
But apparently they play very exciting football these days. Oh, Arnie's here. Cal popped in late. Just got back from Egypt.
Nice.
Well, it's nice that you come here straight away. And he subbed as well. What a ledge.
Awesome. Thanks, mate.
We missed you last week. Well, kind of, because I managed to be able to walk by the time we left the pub, whereas I couldn't last time.
Yeah. Yeah, you missed a good one. So yeah, I don't know.
So what are we going
I,
with then? You're
I
going with
hope
Portugal?
I'm going to say Portugal is going to win it.
Yeah, okay.
I hope that England get to the final. I can't see it happening now.
Yeah, like I say, I reckon we're going to be busted out in the semis, but you never know. If I be massively pessimistic, I can only be massively let down when you finally get to the final. And fuck it again on penalties.
Well, if it goes to the final,
anything could happen.
Anything could happen.
It's just 90 minutes, and you never know.
Yeah, to us, you know, there is a bit of randomness in these games as well. So, who knows what happens on the night and going up like towards
maybe there'll be a gigantic piss up near the Munich stadium with all the Germans getting absolutely fucked. And by the time the final kicks off, it's like all the players are a bit like, what the fuck is going on there?
They get disqualified. For,
Anyway.
Right, I'm going to have to clean these puppies again because...
is it smelly in there?
To us, it doesn't smell. To us, that's a good thing about puppy poo. It just... I need to sort that out before...
There's number twos to be dealt with.
Yep, number twos.
Lovely. We'll have fun with that.
Yes. I will do my bad outro. I still haven't amended this. I really need to go around and change this so I can actually read it off in one foul swoop. Anything else you have got to add?
No, hopefully we'll be back next week. Back to the full complement.
Yes. Yeah.
I don't know when the show's going to get edited and published, so it might be late. Apologies for that. If
you might be watching this on YouTube before listening on.
Yeah.
We'll see. Right. I will say thank you for listening to the Seal Podcast. If you'd like to ask questions, get involved, please contact at sealpodcast.com, where you can message us directly from the website. We have links to our Twitter, X, a YouTube channel, and Twitch. And in those, we have a link to our Discord. Come and join us on our Discord. And do you want to do a quick shout out for?
Yeah, shout out to Arnie for joining in right at the very end there. Mint Safe, Pilch, Reed, and Mad Muffin.
Pilch and Arnie subbed as well.
Both subbed, yeah. Thank you very much, lads.
All helps. Lovely. Right. Well, it's been a pleasure. It was absolutely awesome seeing you at the weekend.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely hope.
We definitely need to do more meetups.
Yes, we do. Right. Sign off. Thank you very much.
We'll catch you next time. And like I say, hopefully Mr. Moores will be back. And in the meantime, thanks for listening, and we'll see you soon.
Cheers, guys. Cheers. Bye-bye.
Ta-da.